Welcome to It's Not Just Menopause, the podcast that empowers you to navigate midlife with confidence through real talk, root cause insights, and no BS strategies that actually work. If you're dealing with fatigue, stubborn weight, brain fog, or just feeling off and overlooked, this show is for you. Discover what's really going on with your hormones and why it's not just about estrogen. Each episode breaks down what your doctor didn't explain, the internet got wrong, and what your body's been trying to tell you all along. From stress and metabolism to nervous system support and functional nutrition, we'll cover the tools that help you feel more like yourself, again, without restrictive diets, overwhelming plans, or hormone hype. I'm your host, Cindy Stickle, functional nutrition practitioner and certified menopause specialist. I'm here to guide you through the midlife noise so you can stop guessing, get the clarity you deserve, and finally take back control of your health. If you've ever felt dismissed, overwhelmed, or like your body just isn't responding the way it used to, you're in the right place. Let's rewrite the menopause story without the fluff. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of It's Not Just Menopause. I am going to be talking again today about GLP-1s, peptides, and what your nutrition actually needs to look like if you're using them in perimenopause or menopause. And probably for anybody not in that too, because people don't eat correctly on them. But the question I keep getting is, okay, so what do I actually eat? Okay, so, and as we know, most of the advice out there wasn't written for the perimenopausal or menopausal body. So that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. Here is a little update on my journey. This episode drops on March 16th. And this past weekend, I started my 10th week with my injection and weighed myself today, and I'm down 12.8 pounds. So, and I'm still microdosing. So I'm losing, if you average it out, a little more than a pound a week. Some weeks were like a half a pound because some weeks were a little more than a pound in the beginning. So that's where I am. So I will keep you posted. But today we're talking about what you should be eating. Okay. So we already know that just eat less backfires in menopause and perimenopause anyway, because your body thinks you're starving and it holds on to the fat that you have and keeps the weight on. So what's actually happening in your body? So perimenopause already changes the rules, as we know. And if you listen to my podcast, that's what I talk about. We know estrogen is fluctuating in peri. It's completely gone in post. And progesterone is declining and your insulin sensitivity is shifting. And your metabolism is not the same as it was in your 20s and even like maybe by your mid 30s. And so one of the biggest things that happens during this transition is muscle loss. We already know that once you hit like your 30s to early 40s, with the decline of hormones, women lose muscle mass. So there's different numbers out there. They say like 3 to 8% every decade. But then when you hit postmenopausal, it's quicker. You lose it faster. So, but you're still losing muscle. And if you're not already strength training and trying to maintain that muscle or add more muscle, then yeah, you're going to be in a deficit with muscle. And don't do like I did and not do anything in perimenopause. Start strength training, even if you don't think you need it, because you will. And muscle is your metabolism, right? If you're building muscle, you're burning fat even when you're sleeping. Okay, the more muscle you have. So you want to have muscle. And it's how your body burns energy even at rest. So that means your resting metabolic rate goes up because you're burning it more because you have more muscle. And so now we add GLP-1 on top of it. And I'm telling you right now, the doctors that are prescribing this don't know diddly squat about nutrition. Okay. They barely even know anything about these drugs except how they tell you to start at a low dose and 4 weeks go up and 4 weeks go up and 4 weeks go up. And that's when you have the worst side effects. You're losing muscle, not fat. So you really need to reach out to someone like me, do your own homework. Okay. And there's a lot of information out there. So that's what I'm here for, to decipher that and tell you what to ignore, like those 20-year-old influencers who are trying to sell you a GLP-1 that they don't even need it. And And so a GLP-1 works by suppressing your appetite and slowing gastric emptying. So means that you feel full faster and you stay fuller longer. So this sounds amazing, right? Until it means you're eating significantly less without paying attention to what you're eating, okay? Before we get back to today's episode, I've got a quick question for you. Feel like your body's in chaos, but your labs are normal? You're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. If you've been told it's just menopause or to wait it out, it's time for real answers. Take my free quiz, What's Really Driving Your Menopause Symptoms. In under 2 minutes, you'll uncover your top hidden stressor and get my free guide, The Menopause Stress Fix, sent straight to your inbox. Head to cindystickle.com/quiz or click the link in the show notes. If you're doing everything right, but still feel like a mess, this quiz is your next step. All right, let's get back to today's episode. So when you eat less but don't prioritize the right foods, especially protein, you don't just lose the fat. Like I mentioned before, you're losing muscle too. And if you're not, I'm on a microdose. I'm still on 2.5 milligrams. And that's not even like a regular dose. That's like the first 4-week dose doctors give so your body gets used to it. And then they up you. And so I'm still on that like unprescribed dose or whatever they call it. And it's working. I've lost like almost 13 pounds already. So, but you want to make sure that you are eating the protein because protein is what builds muscle, helps build muscle or fuels muscle, right? So, and in perimenopause, this is a problem that we really can't afford to have because we're already starting to lose muscle. And then when you add the GLP-1, it's doubling it, right? So less muscle means a slower metabolism. And we're already having a slower metabolism as we lose estrogen, okay? And if you've been under eating your whole life, you've already shot your metabolism to hell. So, and the slower metabolism means the weight loss stalls. And then you're frustrated eating less, even more, right? You're just eating less and less, which is backfiring in menopause. And then your body just works against you. And so it has nothing to do with your willpower. It's all physiology, right? It's biology. It's your body, right? So let's talk about what to actually do. So if there's one thing I want you to walk away from this episode with, it's this. Protein is not optional when you're on GLP-1s and perimenopause. Protein is not optional, period. Especially in menopause and perimenopause, but extra especially if you're on a GLP-1 peptide. So when your appetite is suppressed, protein is the first thing that drops because it takes more effort to eat. It's denser, it's more filling, and when you're not that hungry, you default to whatever's easiest, which is usually something light, something simple, something that's not going to give your body what it needs. So here's the target. And again, this hasn't changed even if you're not on a GLP-1. You want to aim for 25 to 35 grams of protein per meal. And this is every woman, period. Okay. And not per day, per meal. And 3 times a day. And I know that sounds like a lot, especially when you're not hungry. But this is where you have to eat with intention and not just appetite. And if you're thinking about it, 3 ounces of like boiled chicken or chicken breast cooked is like 20 grams of protein. I'd have to look that up officially, but it's more than you think. Like a 3-ounce piece of chicken is way more protein than you think it is, okay? But you still need to eat that. So other good sources are eggs, Greek yogurt. If you can tolerate dairy, I can't. Cottage cheese. I used to love cottage cheese as a kid. The chicken, fish, turkey, legumes paired with whole grain rice or quinoa. So yeah, even if you're like a vegetarian or vegan, because I was vegan for like 4 years, all the beans in that, those are excellent sources of protein. And protein shakes as well. But they shouldn't be like your every meal or your every protein meal. Like I eat one for breakfast. It's 40 grams of protein, okay? But then I eat food the rest of the day, like whole food. But I mean, like I have just hit a good portion, about 1/3 of my protein intake just at breakfast, okay? But here's why this matters just beyond the scale. estrogen and muscle mass are linked, right? Like I said before, when estrogen drops, your body loses the hormonal support that helped maintain that muscle. Protein and strength are how you compensate for that. You cannot GLP-1 your way out of low protein intake. It doesn't work like that. Okay? So, beyond protein, let's talk about the full picture. Okay, what your meals should actually look like. And think of it this way. Every time you sit down to eat, which yes, even when you're not hungry, you still need to sit down and eat because you want to build around 4 things, okay? First is protein. We just talked about this. This anchors everything: blood sugar, muscle, energy, fullness, right? Satiety, however you say it. Then non-starchy vegetables. Now these are your fiber source, and you need fiber because when you're not eating enough, you're not getting enough fiber, and a lot of people get constipated on GLP-1s, okay? So, it also feeds your gut microbiome. It reduces inflammation. It supports your hormone metabolism. Most people in general are not getting enough fiber anyway. So we really need to make sure we get fiber. So leafy greens, broccoli, zucchini, cucumbers, peppers, anything that grows above the ground is a good starting point. I eat broccoli and cauliflower. I steam them, and I eat them every night with my dinner. Then the third is quality fat. And you know, if you've been listening to me for any length of time, if you're in perimenopause or menopause, postmenopause, you need the more healthier fats. As a twice certified macro coach and functional nutrition with menopause, you need 35 to 40% of your daily calories from a healthy fat because it helps stabilize with the hormones because they're always in flux, right? And so women need more healthy fats. Okay, do not be afraid of fats. Fat don't make you fat. Just saying, okay? Avocado oil and avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, fatty fish. It keeps you fuller, supports the hormone production, and it slows the absorption of glucose, which is exactly what you want for blood sugar stability. So don't skip it. And then fourth is the slow carbs, the smart carbs, right? The healthier carbs, the complex carbs. You want them strategically timed though. So, and carbs are controversial, and I will die on a hill telling you do not eliminate any food group. Our bodies get 100% of our energy from carbs. If you are not eating carbs, it steals it from the protein. So guess what? Your protein is now giving you energy, and it's not going to your muscles. So now you're like losing more muscle because you're not eating carbs. So please, you have to eat carbs, but there's plenty of good ones out there. Okay. Healthy, complex carbs. And your brain runs on glucose. Your thyroid needs carbs to convert hormones properly. The goal isn't to eliminate them, but you need to choose slower digesting ones and think about it when you eat them. And a lot of women do better with more carbs in the evening. And it supports sleep. It supports cortisol rhythm. It supports serotonin production. Sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh. I get sweet potato fries and I cook them in my air fryer and I have them at dinner with my broccoli and my cauliflower. And then my chicken. So it's like, or my salmon or whatever I'm eating. So quinoa, lentils, oats, rice. Okay. These are your friends and they keep you fuller longer. So you're in the long run, you're eating less. You're not snacking because you're not hungry, which helps, but you're also eating the right kinds of foods to fuel you because you need those nutrients, right? So what you want to limit and not eliminate, just limit is the ultra processed foods, the high sugar foods, alcohol. These blunt the effectiveness of GLP-1s and they amplify your perimenopausal symptoms. Okay, so it's a double hit that you don't need. All right. So let me walk you through the most common things that go sideways when women are on GLP-1s. Okay, skipping meals entirely. Please don't do that, even if you're not on a GLP-1. It makes your body go into fight or flight. It messes with your nervous system. It body holds onto your belly fat and it won't let go of weight. Okay, please. But I know you're not hungry. I get it. But skipping meals, it just tells your body that it's in a famine, right? It doesn't know when it's getting its next meal. So it slows down. It's doing its job. And your cortisol goes up. Your blood sugar becomes unstable. Your metabolism slows down again to protect you. And this is the opposite of what you want. Grazing instead of eating real meals. Little bites here and a handful of crackers there. You're technically eating, but you're not getting that adequate protein, fat, or fiber. You're just keeping the hunger away without actually nourishing your body. And when you're eating crap food like that, again, you're just gonna, even on GLP-1s, you're not gonna lose weight. Okay. Relying on protein bars as a meal. So now most protein bars are highly processed, high in sugar, alcohols, or artificial sweeteners, and they don't provide the same fullness or muscle protein synthesis as a whole food. They're a good backup. I love IQ bars. I get them off Amazon. They have this chocolate chip mint one, which is really good, but they have a bunch of different almond butter ones and peanut butter and cashew butter ones, and they're 12 grams of protein per. And because I can't eat dairy and I don't eat a lot of chemicals, those are really good, clean ones. But they are 12 grams of protein. So when you're in a pinch, don't listen to the 20-year-old influencer again telling you not to eat protein bars at all or protein shakes. You know what? You got to get it in where you can. I eat a protein shake every damn morning. Okay. And I also have my protein bar sometimes, even as a snack. Okay. So don't listen to people that are not even overweight, have never had to lose weight, and are telling you what to eat. Okay. And then again, do not cut carbs out completely. I will again die on that hill. You need carbs. Okay. And this one I see a lot because women think I'm eating less. I might as well go low carb. No. You're hurting your body. But removing carbs entirely in perimenopause disrupts your sleep, crashes your mood, raises cortisol. Your body interrupts carb restriction. No, it interprets it as a stressor. Just like anything different you do to your body, it sees it as a stress. And the more stress is the last thing your hormones need, because your body, we react harder to stress. So a little bit of stress that wouldn't affect someone in their 20s or 30s, it is major stress to us, but it's the same kind of stress. But in menopause, it impacts us harder. And then not drinking enough water. GLP-1 slow gastric emptying, so dehydration makes that worse and amplifies fatigue, brain fog, and constipation. You need more water than you think, especially if you've dropped your overall food intake. Okay. So this is the part I really don't want you to skip. All right. And it's the part no one talks about. I'm like one of the only ones in a menopause field that talks about the nervous system. So when you undereat, even unintentionally, your body reads that as a physiological stressor. It doesn't know you're on a GLP-1 and just not hungry. It knows it's not getting enough fuel and it responds accordingly. Cortisol rises. And elevated cortisol in perimenopause means more belly fat storage, disrupted sleep, worsened symptoms, and a metabolism that works against you. So eating enough consistently is a signal to your body that there's no famine going on, right? You're getting food and there's no emergency and it's safe to let go, and literally letting go of fat, right? But you cannot restrict your way into feeling better in perimenopause, not even with the GLP-1 helping to quiet your appetite, okay? So let me pull this all together because I covered a lot. If you're using a GLP-1 in menopause or perimenopause, your nutrition still matters. I have 5 nutrition certifications. Again, nutrition is the root of everything I do, right? So maybe, and it matters really more than ever, especially on a GLP-1. So the goal isn't just to eat less. The goal is to eat right for where your body is right now. Prioritize protein at every meal. Build your plate with intention. Don't skip meals just because you're not hungry. Keep fiber and water up and don't let your carbs disappear, please. Your body is doing a lot. Give it what it needs to actually respond, and it takes time. Remember, you didn't gain weight overnight, and you should not lose weight that quickly because it's dangerous and you're actually losing muscle, and things take time, okay? So, and if you want a done for you, eating framework specifically for midlife, I have a hormone smart nutrition plan. And it goes deeper than, what I've talked about here, where you get a one-on-one call, you fill out your form first with questions, one-on-one call. And then I give you nearly a 15, 20 page, guide that's specific to you. I'll put the link in the show notes. I also have my Perimenopause and Menopause Peptide Guide. I'll put that link in. And if you sign up for that, in the email you get, there's a link for my nutrition, the GLP-1 nutrition guide in there. So you get like 2 guides for free, but for the price of 1, right? And you can always reach out to me. I'll have the link for a call in the show notes, but please, any questions about nutrition and GLP-1s, please reach out to me. And I will be in your headphones next week. Thank you for tuning in to It's Not Just Menopause. I hope today's episode gave you real clarity about what's actually going on in your body and reminded you that it's not just your hormones and it's definitely not your fault. If you found value in this conversation, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Cindy Stickle Nutrition or head to cindystickle.com for more resources and personalized support on your menopause and midlife health journey. Until next time, keep questioning what you've been told and trust that your body is not broken. You just need the truth and the tools that actually work.